Randall's bizarre willingness to sacrifice it all to save a buddy or to do the right thing had to resonate in Blacksight. For many years, Colt Raynor got things done, until one night when he pushed it too far. On a high-risk mission in the Badlands of Pakistan, Raynor allowed his enthusiasm to cloud his judgment. It was a deadly mistake. And as things go in Delta Force, the fall from hero to zero is rapid, even for an operator of Colt Raynor's stature. Disgraced and off the net, Raynor turned to the bottle. He tried to walk away, but there were too many strings attached. And, misgivings or not, the unit soon realized they needed Colt Raynor more than he needed them. Dalton Fury. 1. 3 small boats skipped over the water on an intercept course with the colossal freighter looming in the afternoon haze. Coal-black and sinewy Somalis and cream-coffee Arabian Yemenis, 16 men in all, leaned into the wind, watched the ship grow on the horizon, and fingered their Kalashnikov rifles. None of the 16 were new at this. They were all experienced pirates. The choppy waves in the small profile of their long, narrow skiffs hid their radar signature as they closed on the stern with brazen speed. To a man, they were all high, but not high on sedatives or the like, drugs that would muddle their senses or diminish their resolve. They were instead doped up on khat, the amphetamine-like leaf chewed like tobacco across Africa's Horn. They'd been chewing since late morning, and the full effect of the stimulant now gushed through their veins. The khat gave them extreme energy and near superhuman confidence, but it also made them anxious, irritable, volatile. With the loaded weapons in their hands and the promise of big money once they took control of the ship, the khat was a hazardous additive to a situation that hardly needed another unstable ingredient. And one other dangerous ingredient, already well stirred in the pot, ensured that events soon to follow would not end well. Their leader was out for revenge. His name was Abdiwali. He was just 22 and already a veteran pirate of these waters. He spit khat-laced sputum into the foaming wake created by his wooden boat's bow as it churned through the green sea, gripped his AK with sweaty fingers, screamed at the old man operating the outboard motor, told him his mother was a whore if he could not make the skiff go faster. Abdiwali looked ahead at the looming freighter, imagined workers on the deck milling about. Helpless fools, infidels, no doubt. Soon they would see the approaching speedboats, and they would know they were being hijacked. If these seamen were like all the others on ships captured by Abdiwali, they would point a sound weapon and blast a loud noise that was annoying and painful, but hardly a deterrent. They also might spray the pirates with water that could easily capsize a slower or bigger craft, but deck hoses would not threaten Abdiwali's sleek and mobile skiffs. Finally, if the seamen on this ship were like all the others, when they realized their fate was unavoidable, they would slow the ship and allow the boarding. If they had time, they would lock themselves in a safe room, a citadel, to remain protected from the pirates' guns while communication was established with the freighter's home office. Abdiwali and his men would demand ransom and then raid the officer's stores of liquor and meat. With assurances that no harm would come to the crew, the citadel's doors would open and cigarettes would be passed around in a show of friendship. Tea would be poured and food would be passed about. The deckhands would return to their duties or retire to their bunks. In a few days, a few weeks, if the Home Office felt the need to be obstinate, Abdiwali would have his money, and hands on the ship would be shaken. The pirates would return to their skiffs and race home to their mothership, and the freighter, her men, and her cargo would continue on as if nothing had happened. No, not this time. It had been a week since Abdiwali's brother's death. He'd led a similar hijacking, had made the mistake of targeting a Saudi tanker, and for this error had paid the ultimate price. The Saudis refused to negotiate. They sent armed helicopters from Jeddah, and the helicopters raked the deck of the tanker with machine guns, killing hijackers and hijacked alike, even gunning down the first officer of the vessel. Abdiwali's brother was ripped in two and kicked into the sea for the sharks. One pirate was left alive, picked up by the helicopter and delivered to the coast, to tell the others that they could hit ships in the Gulf of Aden to their heart's content, as long as the ships were not Saudi-flagged. The freighter roiling the warm water before him was not Saudi-owned.